Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash. And of course, double honors go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Spirit have taught all of us His truth, continue to do so. All right, with great humility. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And this is from an op-ed, RT News. All right, it says America is not back with Biden. It'll just wear the mask of respectability again as it continues to cause chaos across the world. And once again, let me say this at the top. Here we go, our people. I'm talking about Israel, the true nation of Israel. All right, who are over here still in bondage. We continue to be manipulated, all right, by these devils, at least the great majority of us. You participate in this fiasco they call a voting process, all right, without ever knowing. A lot of people of our people never know that they, like I said, are being manipulated. You lose either way. It's just each party has their own methods of how they carry out things. As someone said, these two wings on the same filthy, dirty, wicked bird. All right. Anyway, so it says, while Joe Biden is a more civil representation of the U.S. than Donald Trump, and that's the thing. Here we are. This man, he's still the president, even though he's lame duck now. The most abrasive individual that could hope to ever sit in the office of president, all right, offended everybody across the board, did not give two F's about it, all right, and continues to do so. One of the most prideful individuals I have ever seen, all right, just rubbed everybody the wrong way. When he was first sworn in, I believe he said something to the effect that it was going to be America first. So he set the stage from the beginning. All right, and like I say, everybody was like, oh. But who voted him in? Again, he exposed everything, brought all the racism to the forefront. Now, it had been brewing, albeit for quite some time, all right, but especially since Obama had gotten in office. You know, they had more gun sales up until that point, because in these Edomites' mind, they know that they've screwed over people to the point where there's no going back. A lot of them, however, didn't know that the people that they had screwed over were Israelites. But the one thing that this COVID-19 pandemic has done, it's given a lot of people time to peruse the social media, and they've run across our videos or other Israelite camps' videos, and they are real nervous now because they realize they effed up. All right. So it continues. It says, America is back, said Joe Biden this week as he prepares to take over as president. It's a sentiment that has, of course, been championed by liberals. But what exactly does it mean? And did America ever really go away? If you ask any critic of Donald Trump, the answer is quite obvious. They will point to his erratic behavior, his negation of alliances, his apparent abrogation of leadership, and the damage he has done to America standing around the world, all which I just stated. Biden, of course, has pledged to end all of it, vowing to steer the U.S. back to dignity and respect, to be a country admired rather than loathed, and to promote American values abroad, which Trump downplayed with his America First doctrine. There's an old saying that goes like this. It says, go with the devil that you know. All right. And a lot of people during this current election, well, we're going to choose the lesser of two evils. It's still evil. All right. But here's the thing with Trump. At heart, he's always been a businessman. So you can question his morals and how he does business, but he's been a businessman first. He did not want to shut this country down because what? He can't make any money. All right. So he was standing in the way of, guess what? The people that really pull the strings and they found this individual, and he's going to go along with their agenda. So Trump standing in the way. My look at it is like this. The voters probably, or the selection process, probably saved Trump's life, because he was going to continue to offer up resistance to the agenda that's trying to be pushed forth by the elites. All right, they want to get everybody vaccinated, especially our people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and they want to get this new world order set up because they've fallen behind, and we know that because they've admitted it. All right, getting the 5G tower set up. All this goes hand in hand, the vaccine and eventually the microchip, because they want these so-called quote-unquote smart cities. All right, and that goes into Revelation 13, 16, and 17. If you can't see that this is where this is going, you have serious issues. But what I want to emphasize now, the time remaining, see, these devils are slick. Like I said, our people got tricked again because they don't have an understanding of foreign policy. All right, this government, in league with other Edomite powers around the world, all right, have screwed over poor nations in order to get their resources. All right, and they've used the velvet glove, all right, approach. Let's get that. Let's see. And part of that was, in fact, due to a former president. And let's see. All right. And his saying was this. It said, the widespread use of speak softly and carry a big stick began with American President Theodore or Teddy Roosevelt. In a letter to Henry L. Sprague on January 26, 1900, he wrote, speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. In that letter, Roosevelt claims the phrase to be of West African origin, but I can find no corroborative evidence for that assertion. If it truly was proverbial in 1900, it ought to be easy to find earlier citation of it. He goes on to say he can't find any other use of that phrase. Let's get to some scriptures here. This is going to be Daniel chapter 8, verse 25, and it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right, and that's the thing. Let's go back to this, because like I said, our people just don't understand foreign policy. Here's another one. Let me find it. Let's see. It's called the velvet glove approach, all right? And this is how America has always operated. You can say Edom in general, but specifically America. And it goes like this. It says, superficial gentleness and courtesy masking a strong and unyielding will or determination. All right? And what does that sound like? Let's go to another scripture. Let's get Psalms 55. Scroll on down here. All right. And 21. Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were salter than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's these devils. All right. This is, let's see, let's go to Revelation 17. And that's why everybody's fed up. And it's going to lead, all right, to this. It says, talking about the pride of these devils, all right, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. What did Daniel 8 and 25 say? He said he's going to stand up to the Prince of Princes, all right, and we know that when the Lord comes back, all right, it already says that they're going to stop fighting amongst themselves, because what? They know that their rulership is at an end. And that's why when we go, still in this book, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You've had incidents around, I'm speaking of France, where they just beat the hell out of a Jake because he wasn't wearing a mask. He was going into a studio. As he was going in, turned the key, going into the place, they rushed in behind him, 3 or 4 of them, and they eventually beat the crap out of him, all because he wasn't wearing a mask. They've been doing things in Australia. And all this, of course, people here still got it easy, but trust me, this is worldwide. They're showing you who's in rulership, if you're paying attention. All right? Let's see, let's go to Job. Because again, these prophecies, like I say, they're jumping off the pages. You can't get around them. All right? This is Job chapter 34, verse 20. In a moment shall they die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight and pass away, and the mighty shall be taken away without hand. All right, that's another prophecy. All right, when we get into 2nd Ezra's 13th chapter about this certain man is coming up out of the sea. All right, and he's coming back, and every eye shall see him. Revelation 1 and 7. Who is that talking about? That's talking about the Lord. All right, let's see. I believe that is it for time's sake. Let's see if there's any other thing here left in regards to the article here. Yeah, everybody, people are tired, you know. People are just, and this is just rubbing it in with, now they want another shutdown. All right, people have already lost their jobs. They held the people hostage with this stimulus money. All right. And it looks like they're going to continue to play games, because I think they're still out. I think Congress, have they come back from being on holiday? I don't know. Maybe they come back Monday. All right. So, yeah, I think that is right. So, yeah. So they're like, you know, they've got it made. Like, F you, and people just continue to hold these people, you know, in high esteem. But yeah, this is a good article. I'll of course post this, the link to this in the description box. And yeah, we're in these days that also the level of violence against Jake. Some guy, I forget where it was, he went after, and that's another video, but these women, they've been at ease too long. This Jake, about 25 years old, you know that generation, but he just started up a chainsaw and went after the woman. She lived at the property, just chased after with a chainsaw. See, more incidents of this has happened. 2 men down in, where was it? Chased this Jake. Was it in Georgia? He was driving a nice car, BMW. They chased him down like 10 miles and beat the crap out of him, put him in the hospital, you know, just for the hell of it. And they from like the West Coast. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things going on here. So you got to have your head on a swivel, you know, be circumspect, and continue to pray always, as the scriptures say. So with that, for time's sake, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Kapradash, and of course, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Spirit have taught us His truth and continue to do so with great humility. So with that, Shalom Akim.